Hey guys, what's going on? This is Luttrull. Thanks for checking out Real Talk Real Estate episode number 9. I wanted to talk today specifically about a video that I watched last week. I do business coaching with an organization out of California known as Buffini and Company, and the chairman of that organization puts out his bold predictions for the upcoming year every year around this time. And he had a lot of good things that I wanted to kind of reflect on here today for you. It's kind of the state of the industry, state of the market, and kind of the state of mind that agents need to have for the next year was his big 3 topics that he wanted to talk about. But today, specifically, I want to talk about the state of the market and the state of the industry. First, we're going to knock out the state of the industry. I know everybody's asking me all the time, is it a good time to get into real estate? A lot of people have an interest in becoming a realtor and getting involved in the real estate market and kind of want to know what's involved in that. I've spoken before about what it takes to become a real estate agent. I believe it was episode 1 or 2 where I kind of mentioned some of that information. And I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about where the industry is today. The first thing is the National Association of Realtors currently has about 1.3 million members in the organization, and that is currently right around the highest number we've ever had in the history of the National Association of Realtors. So the market's been really good, really strong. So a lot of people have gotten into the industry, which is always nice to see because it means that things are going in the right direction. In 2017, the National Association of Realtors recorded 5.47 million transactions, which was up a little bit over 2016 at 5.45 million transactions, which was kind of in line with projections that we saw from last year, where a lot of people thought the number of home sales would probably be right about the same. So there was a small increase, about 0.5% up from the year before. So things were kind of in line with what they were expecting to see. In addition, they are projecting that we're going to see even more transactions in the next year. They're looking at a 3.5 to 3.7% increase in the number of existing home sales next year. At 5.67 million transactions would be the 3rd best year ever in the history of real estate since they've been recording those numbers. So that would be awesome to see. So median home prices are going up, average home prices are going up. That's always a nice thing to see. We're currently actually up 48% on the median home sales price since 2011. Most of that is actually a market recapture, not a boom or a bubble like we saw in the 2006-07 period where prices were going up artificially. That's actually just the prices coming back to where the market should have been in that time. So everything that we're seeing is good on those numbers. A lot of people get nervous when they see prices increasing like they are, but the truth is that that is just a market recapture. We're not seeing those artificial price inflations going up like we did previously in the early 2000s. Now, the lack of inventory is still a driving factor on why we're seeing those price increases go up. We're currently sitting at a very low supply of inventory. I know you've probably heard me talk about it. Other agents talk about it. Anybody who's looking for a house is also probably talking about the fact that there's just not a whole lot out there right now for them to see, which is making it harder for people to find the homes they want, which means that they're not being able to negotiate as much when they're a buyer, which helps drive the prices up. It's a supply and demand issue. The supply is limited. The demand is high. So we're seeing those prices inflate. We're going to continue to see that going on, which is also, something that we're going to have to cope with. Good news is that they're projecting that the interest rates are going to stay low. So it's still going to be cheap money to borrow. So with those interest rates rising ever so slightly in 2018, it will still be a great time for anybody who's looking to make a purchase. Now, new construction is still far below where we need it to be to keep up with the population growth, but we are going to see some increased new construction across the nation, which is always nice to see. It's projected to be up about 9.4% next year, so that'll be around 950,000 new units being built across the United States. So that was good to see. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is the state of the market itself, not just the industry. We're going to see a lot of good stuff happening. Like I said, interest rates are still going to stay low. Everybody's projecting that they're going to go to around the 4.5% range. So sounds kind of scary to people who are used to seeing them under 4. But if you really look back at the historical average rates since the early 1980s, they're still going to be at like 50% of what some of the historical rates we've been looking at are. When I first got into real estate, we were in the 7 range. And then when we got down to the 6 range, everybody was ecstatic. And then we got even lower and lower and lower until now we're sub 4, and seeing them creep back up makes some people a little bit nervous. But the truth is it's not a bad thing to see those numbers go back to where they need to be, a little bit higher. They're still going to be phenomenal rates for anybody who's looking to make a purchase in the next year. The big thing that people want to talk about is first-time home buyers. First-time home buyers make up a good section and portion of the market. They help add fluidity to the market because as first-time home buyers are coming in, there are people who are selling their homes that are able to be move-up home buyers. There's also people who are going to be able to be move-down home buyers from those move-up buyers who may want to be downsizing because they're empty nesters or any other life changes that maybe they want smaller space. So it's kind of nice to see that going on as well. The truth is first-time home buyers have actually been a little bit lower the past year, and a lot of reasons behind that have to do kind of with student loan debt and getting new jobs and everything else. The truth is the dynamics of millennials is playing a factor into why the average first-time home buyer age is going up a little bit. Average millennial income for their first year out of college is about $38,800, and they're leaving college with $41,200 in student loan debt. That is affecting their ability to purchase. And they're also not seeing as many job opportunities coming right out of school as they may have seen before in the past. So that is affecting their ability to make a purchase and maybe their desire to make a purchase right away, which is why we're seeing that first-time home buyer age kind of transition upward. I've got a lot of other great information on first-time home buyers. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I'd like to get a conversation started on that. Also, if you have any other questions about what we think the market may be doing on a national level, or if you have any questions about what the market's doing in your local area, you can let me know that as well. Like I said, you can always leave me a comment down below. You can send me a message here on Facebook, or I'm always available by phone at 812-779-6273. Again, that's 812-779-6273, and I'll be back next Monday live at 5 with Real Talk Real Estate.